Okay, so before, and I got to give props to BET Plus. They've been doing a good job with season 3 of Zatima in terms of the promotion. They're giving a sneak peek as well as promotional photos each week before a new pair of episodes drops. But there was one particular photo where you can let me know if I'm wrong because things were happening so fast in the final few minutes of episode 8 when Zach came over and was tearing the place apart and then went upstairs to get Jeremiah. But I don't recall seeing this one particular photo where it looks like Fatima is like clutching her stomach in pain, which could indicate, and fans were worried, that she was possibly going to have a miscarriage due to all of the commotion and the stress that was happening at Belinda's place. Now, we know that's not the case because we do know one little thing about season 4 and that there's a baby shower. So, even though this baby shower is next season, that doesn't mean Fatima couldn't possibly deal with some sort of pregnancy complication in season 3, especially with all the emotional turmoil going on. So I'm wondering if things could have taken a different route. I honestly think this would have been a better route to go instead of Zach, going upstairs and the guns being fired and whatnot. What if in the midst of Zach tearing tearing the apartment apart, and then I think, honestly, in terms of one of the best acting moments, was when Zach was going up the stairs, but Fatima blocked his path, and he was like, "Don't make me have to move you. Zach, I know you're not going to move me." And she was so confident that he wouldn't put hands on her, and she was correct. And then Zach just took out his frustrations on, Belinda's things even further. So I really do feel in that moment that would have been a great way for Zach to kind of calm his behind down when he realizes that his rage and, well, he was right to feel the way he felt. If he felt some sort of guilt towards pushing Fatima to the point where she almost had a miscarriage, that would have been a great wake up call. And then that would have been a moment to have everything and everyone slow down. Even Jeremiah, if he would have dragged his behind down the stairs because he was worried, because remember, he also hurt Fatima, but unlike Zach, he did it physically / directly. So that would have been a moment for everything to come together. Now, I'm not saying that I want Zach and Fatima to lose this baby, because trust and believe, we all know that if there was a miscarriage, people they'd be in the streets. They'd be tearing up stuff like Zach was, because you're telling me that heifer Karen has twins and one of them Zach, yet she can go through her pregnancy with no problem. But now we have Fatima having a miscarriage. I think that would have been an interesting angle to take the direction where Zach lets go of his rage because he wanted to take his brother's life, but then it turns out his rage causes Fatima to lose their own child's life or potentially lose their child's life. I think it would have been an interesting way for the story to go because, like I mentioned at the end of season 2, I wonder if Zach holds any sort of guilt because maybe this was brought up earlier in this season, but I just forgot about it. But remember how Zach gave his mom and brother money to go to the therapy session with him and Fatima. And then they took the money and just skedaddled. And then there's no doubt that money was used to purchase the drugs that caused his mom to OD. So I wonder if there was some guilt. It's like, he indirectly caused his mom to die. And then when you look at the situation where if Zach had pushed Fatima into some sort of like physical pain through the stress, not him physically touching her or anything, but just the stress, he would have crumbled in that moment where he would have broken down and everything. I think that would have been a better route to go because I just hate the idea of him going to jail over this foolishness. But for him to have a moment where they calm down, Fatima's in the hospital bed, and in that moment, she has to tell the truth. And then Zach doesn't go after his brother because he's more concerned about being by his woman's side. I think that would have been a more compelling route for this story to take. But that's just me. I hope there isn't a miscarriage, but that one photo, it's like they say, a picture says 1,000 words. I think that would have been a more interesting route for this story to take. Less violence, more love. That's all I'm saying. But let me know your 2 cents in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.